YouTube, what's good, y'all? Hey, it's me, Penny to Dollar Effects, and I'm back at you with our weekly wrap-up video for the week. And in today's video, we simply just gonna jump right into it. But before we jump right into it, I have to encourage you. Please get this to as many people as you can. Show this and share this with as many people as you can. It isn't for everybody, but you never know who may be able to take this and be able to value from it. So please share this information, like, comment, share, and subscribe. But without any further delay, we're going to go through our weekly wrap up, and we're simply going to look at where we are in the market currently speaking. All right, so keep in mind, these positions have been positions that I've taken just for the week of this week. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. Let's look at our news first real quick, y'all. So when we look at our news, this is what we're looking like for forexfactory.com. So if you can see right here, we had the GBP news that came out. That was positive. And then we also had the USD news that came out. That was negative. That was the impact on the market. All right, so here's where we are in our positions. Currently, if you look right now on Bitcoin, we are up. We are up 1.886%. As you can see, that's a beautiful position. And as we do on Fridays, we're going to go ahead and close this position. So we're going to take that profit. Boom. So as we take these profits, what happened is you'll see this account balance start to be adjusted. Keep in mind, last week we started, we ended the week with 40 grand, and we began the week this week on Monday with 40 grand. So as you can see, you'll start to see the account balance be adjusted as we start closing our positions. So as you can see right here in this position right here, we're negative on this position currently. This is the DXY, that's the dollar index. We're gonna go ahead and close this position for the week. Right here, this is US oil. We're currently negative in this position on this trade. We're gonna go ahead and close this position for the week. All right, so this is the Australian 200 index. We're not currently in this position, but as you can see, if you're looking based off of the strategy in which I teach and I demonstrate on this channel, as you can see, once it came down to the yellow line, I thought I had a position available. It faked me out, and then I got out the trade. And so I played that one very, very text oriented. So I'm not in this position simply because, or I'm not in this trade simply because when it came down, I got in it for a short position. I set it up for a short. As you can see, my purple and yellow box outlining my risk and my risk to reward. And then as soon as it faked me out and it went back over my moving average, I decided I didn't want to play with it, and so I just didn't get back in it. Plus it's Friday, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead and look at the German 30. We're not in a position on the German 30. I will say a lot of these though are materializing. A lot of these are setting up for a good setup. So we will keep these in mind for next week. We'll be paying close attention as this moving average, it gets closer to price. Excuse me. So that is the Spain 35. We're currently not in this position. As you can see, we took profit right here last week. And so simply because no setup has presented itself since then, as you can see, this arrow right here indicates where we took profit on Friday. And because there has not been a position materialized or setup materialized since last Friday for this trade, we're just gonna stay out of it. So we'll just wait. France 40, same thing. We took profit back here, and we haven't been back in it since. So we could have literally just held these over the weekend, and we probably would certainly be up more. But that's not the way I like to trade. That's not the discipline in which I like to practice. And so because we close our trades over here, because I close my trades over here every Friday, we're just gonna have to wait for another setup to present itself. So that is the France 40. JP 225, pretty much the same thing going on with the JP 225. We got over here, took profits last Friday. And since there, it's been going up and down, and it's still pretty much bouncing around the same area where we took our profit at. So we're not currently in that position for a trade. NAS, same thing. S&P, same thing. All right, US 30, same thing. All right, UK 100. All right, the UK 100. We're gonna go ahead and close our position on the UK 100. We're gonna take our profit for the week. Okay, gold. All right, again, man, you can see my strategy is simply, when I say glitchy, just understand what I'm really saying is it's effective. It's so effective that it's almost broken. Like, it's really, really effective. That's all I'm gonna say. When you use this strategy and you truly understand how to use the proper risk and you know how to measure your risk correctly, it's very, very effective. So we're going to go ahead and close this position for the week. All right, so as you can see, we started with 40K and we ended with 47,765.47 for the week. I don't need to say anymore. I don't need to say anymore. Listen, share this video with as many people as you possibly can. If you really want to learn this strategy, I got a hand guide. I got a book that's coming out soon. It goes into greater detail explaining the strategy and how I develop my strategy and how I measure my risk, my take profits. Pretty much the same stuff that I've been putting in my content on my YouTube channel. But my whole goal is to share this with as many people as possible because I understand its effectiveness and how it can truly transform. It can truly transform your life. All right. So, but look, just so that I'm keeping it 100% transparent with you all, let's go through my trade history real quick before I get out of here for the weekend. If we go through my trade history, I mean, this is all since October 18th. Remember, I resetted this account on October 18th, starting with 10K. It was 10K that I started with on October 18th, and I have not reset the account since then. So I haven't touched it. So if you look down here, over here to the left in the far left corner down here, all right, if you look down here towards my desktop taskbar, you can see this dates all the way back to October 18th. And October 18th is when I decided I wanted to reset the account with $10,000 because I thought $10,000 would be a reasonable amount to really just demonstrate how effective day trading can be, one, and then how effective the strategy can be using the proper risk management or proper risk to reward. All right, so as you can see, this was October 18th. I resetted the account using 10K. I can't make this stuff up, y'all. I mean, I could, but it would just be too much work to even try to make it up. It's easier just to show you the reality. Look, and since then, this is exactly what just happened. I mean, it literally just, I took some losses. You see, I took some losses, but again, using that 3-to-1 ratio, whenever you hit that 3%, it just hits different. And so you can see I took some minor losses leading up until then, but then once we hit those 3% risk to reward ratios, it just makes that 1% look so minuscule. And so you can see we just kept adding to our balance. See, this is your balance after, and this is the balance before. Okay, and so you can see we just kept compounding the balance. Right, we took some losses. Again, $222. We took some losses. We dropped back down to 11K. But again, a lot of that also has to do with the positions that I was holding up until Friday to close them out. And so as you can see, though, I took a $1,100 loss right there, a $660 loss right there, brought our account balance down to 7K, right? And then we closed out with $5,300 right there, right, on the German 30. And then we continued to take some more losses, right? Losses is what you're gonna have to learn how to manage. I don't know what else to demonstrate to you. I don't know what else to explain to anyone who's trying to attempt to be good at day trading, trying to attempt to be profitable. Until you master the art of minimizing, mitigating, or limiting your losses, you will never be profitable. And I don't mean that with any disrespect, but until you truly tap into what it means to limit your losses, you're just going to continue to keep taking losses that are going to exceed your account balance, or that's going to exceed your profits. And so as you can see right here, and plus having a proven method or having a proven strategy that helps you identify take profit levels is important too, I will say, because if you don't know when and where to take profit, a lot of times you may leave money on the table, or a lot of times you may not allow the trade to run long enough. And so I just use a 3-to-1 because 3-to-1 has on average worked well for me. And as you can see, it helps me compound tremendously, very effectively. And so these are trades that I took that I hit home runs with. And this is what day trading is really all about. This is really it right here, y'all. I mean, no cap. When you learn how to truly understand this skill, how to apply this skill, a recession means nothing to you. A pandemic means nothing to you. A job, it means nothing to you, right? So as I continue to go through my account history, as you can see right here, we hit another home run, but then Bitcoin got me big time. And as you can see, I was up to 41,000 at that point. That's probably after last week. So we were up to 41,000. And And then, yeah, Bitcoin, it got me. And so one of the things I'm going to look at before I let you guys go for the weekend is we're going to look at the strategy on Bitcoin one last time. But yeah, it hit me for that $5,600 loss, and I had to take that, and it brought us down to 35K. But again, that's part of day trading. So if you can't handle that, then I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, right? Then you might want to use a lower lot size, or you might want to use lower leverage. So as you can see, right after that, we incurred another $2,800 loss. And so that $2,800 loss occurred on Bitcoin too. So up until that point, I literally had lost about a good eight or 9 grand just on Bitcoin, y'all. You get what I'm saying? Like just on Bitcoin. So you got to keep that in mind, right? Some assets move different than others. So Bitcoin is definitely one of those assets that moves a little bit more aggressive. So you have to make sure that the lot size you're using on it is a feasible, a reasonable, realistic lot size, because Bitcoin will, any crypto will literally, it will eviscerate your account in no time. Okay. Before you know it, you'll be down to margin calls, and you'll be basically at a point where you can't trade anymore. So after that loss, we still took some minor losses, but then of course, the real gains came with these right here that I closed out today. So these are the real gains, as you can see, and these are just pretty much my weekly gains. So on Bitcoin, I took Bitcoin back for $6,800, so almost 7 grand. I got back on Bitcoin, and then we took that $8,000 profit on the UK 100, and then we took another $569 profit on gold. So if you ever really want to just kind of like see like what my lot sizes are, all you got to do is just click right here and it'll tell you my lot size, right? It's telling you. So my lot size right here was 100 shares. So I used 100 on this is US oil. See, and that'll tell you the lot size. But before I let you go, let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin, you guys. And I just want to show you all how I took that loss on Bitcoin. So if we're looking at Bitcoin, I got in it right here. Let's go ahead. We're going to look at this. We're going to look at this real quick, you guys, and let you guys go. So if you look at Bitcoin, this is how Bitcoin played out and how I was looking at it when I got in it. So we're down here in a discounted area. All right. So first of all, well, actually, this blue area is our discounted zone. So you see right here, this blue area is our discounted zone. This right here is our premium zone. So right now, price is technically trading in a premium zone, right? So it's just pushing it up. It's pushing it up. And so what I saw when I got in this position is I saw us break above the moving average. And so as price plays out, we're gonna let it play out. So it's going down. So remind you, all right, so that's where you would take your entry. You would take your entry right there. You would literally take you a horizontal ray, because this candle was the very first candle to break above the moving average. You would literally just place it right there. All right, so anything above this price line, 36,376. All right, anything above that, anything trading above that is going to be profit. Anything trading below that is going to be our loss, right? It's going to be negative. So how you would actually measure it is you would take your long tool, you would stick it on the entry line, you would cover this right here for your risk, and then you would make this out to 3. But this trade did not go as expected. So we're going to play it out and we're going to show you how it went. So playing it forward, we're just playing it forward. As you can see, price now, right now we're in profit. That's some beautiful profit. But then it turned around and it came back down and it did one of those numbers, right? But see, I started to, I'm not gonna cap, I started to look at these long stems and I was waiting for price to close underneath it. And I think I probably got a little too nervous because Bitcoin moves so much more aggressive and it moves so much more faster than any asset. When you see these changes like that, when you see that, you often start to kind of like, okay, you start to see your account balance, like, you know what I mean? Your account balance shift rapidly. And so what happened was price came down here and I tried to get in it on a short, but it never closed below here. So this is a real life lesson. unless it closes, not the wicks, but that was a long wick, you guys. Like if we measure that, you can see how long that wick was from the moving average down. That was a long wick. Look at that. That's a, oh my God. That's a long, that wick alone is enough to take some people's count balances to 0. So when that wick did that, I'm not gonna cap, it probably made me a little nervous, and I got in right here for short. And then it played the whole up and over game, and it kept wicking me. But needless to say, I got back in it right here the last time. If I'm showing you correctly, I got back in it. You see this arrow? I got back in it for the last time right here, and then I just kind of held it, and that's where we made our money at. And that's where I took that $6,800 profit. So once it came and it did this number, I got back in it and I just rode it back up to here. So if you see, we could measure that, y'all. So you measure it from your entry candle, which was this little yellow line down here. I got in somewhere down here on this yellow, right here. And then you measure it to where it currently is at. That's a nice move, y'all. That's a nice move on Bitcoin. I don't know if you understand what that is. That's a very nice move. That's a very nice move. Very nice move. So we got that on Bitcoin, and that's how we closed the week with that $6,800 profit on Bitcoin. All right. So again, this is Penny to Dollar FX. If anybody needs any clarification, anybody needs any, further like one-on-one, like, you know what I'm saying, like one-on-one, like, I don't know, interaction on understanding how the strategy really works, please feel free to comment, message me. I'm telling you right now, eventually it is my intention to monetize off of this to the fullest degree. It is my intention to monetize off of this to the fullest degree. But before I do, I want to make sure that I'm offering it to everybody for free. And so I'm telling you right now to take full advantage of this opportunity while I'm literally just offering it like I am, and my time is available to teach it. But eventually, like I said, I got a handbook that's supposed to be releasing, that's supposed to be releasing soon, a user guide to help people understand how I look at the market and how I take entries and how I develop my take profit and my stop losses. So again, I hope this adds value to you all's trading experience. This is Penny to Dollar FX. Until next time, I'm out.